President Biden's decision to end his bid for re-election will go down in history. So will his official endorsement of Vice President Kamala Harris as the person to take on Trump. Biden encouraged his party to unite behind her and show their support at the upcoming Democratic convention in Chicago. This historic passing of the torch comes more than half a century since the last time a vice president stepped in for a sitting president in a bid for re-election. Let's bring in presidential historian and professor of history at Rice University, Douglas Brinkley. Doug, good to see you. How do you think history will reflect on this moment?
Well, it was always a bit of a gamble for Joe Biden to run for re-election when he, in 2020, inferred he was going to be there for one. But then he felt he needed to get in the game. And it's been a hard 2024 for President Biden. He had passed up doing a Super Bowl interview, which is this huge audience. But then suddenly he did a great State of the Union address. People thought, donors thought, well, geez, maybe he's got gas in his tank. And then that debate that Biden did, the debacle with Donald Trump, will live forever in history. It's a strange, weird moment because it wasn't a gaffe or two gaffes or five mistakes. It was nonstop wreck. And 25 days now, it's been very daunting in America. We're going to be talking about this for a long time. The fact that President Trump was shot in Butler, Pennsylvania, and then the spectacle of the Republican convention with Trump and Vance. And now there's an uncertainty. Where's the Democratic Party going? I would say the moment that is, does Kamala Harris have it to move and get momentum quickly? And will Joe Biden put wind in her sail immediately before everybody starts doubting her? She's been VP, which forces her to be in a way subservient to the president. So she hasn't been able to break out of the cast of Joe Biden, and now she must immediately. But we'll know within about 10 days whether she really is on her way to being the nominee, which I think she will be.
President Biden has been in public service for more than 5 decades. He was first nominated to the Senate in 1972. And actually, our Nancy Cordes asked at the NATO summit whether this decision was weighing on him in terms of his legacy. He said he wasn't worried about his legacy. He was worried about the future of the country. But that said, do you think we will remember today when we talk about his legacy?
Well, there's been a long time. I mean, you see President Biden they're shutting down anybody who's critical of them. And they want to say, aren't we great that we're a transformational presidency? Nobody did more in domestic politics since Lyndon Johnson. I'm the new FDR. They've been selling legacy all along. But in the end, nobody's going to say, wow, didn't the Biden team run a great campaign in 2024? It's been failure after failure. So in the history of campaign politics, this is how not to manage a campaign. But what's good is that Kamala Harris was chosen by Biden, the direct linkage in history. And President Biden can address the nation, but he needs to be a happy warrior and upbeat and say, this is part of my legacy, Vice President Harris. She's been an amazing fighter for social justice. She took on Barr and Kavanaugh on women's reproductive rights. He can't be mopey Joe Biden, and he cannot be legacy-driven Joe Biden. It has to be about Kamala Harris now. If you're going to pass on the baton, pass it on.
President Biden is the first president to step aside since Lyndon B. Johnson. That was in March of 1968. So we really are in uncharted territory this late in the game. But how did Johnson's decision affect the Democratic Party and the election then?
Well, I love the way you framed it. It's important, the exact framing. When he made his announcement at the end of March 68, spoke for 30 minutes to the country, and his reason was Vietnam quagmire. I'm going to have to deal full time with it, and I don't feel right campaigning. That has been an option for Joe Biden about Ukraine and Gaza, Israel, NATO. He could have gone that route. And Johnson got raves by the press. If you go back and read early April media, Johnson did the right thing. And then lo and behold, things fell apart. Martin Luther King Jr. killed. Bobby Kennedy won the California primary, and he's murdered. And then booted to Chicago convention. And the vice president of the United States, Hubert Humphrey, was stuck with the policies of Lyndon Johnson, including a hawkish position on the Vietnam War. And Eugene McCarthy, senator from Minnesota, was dove on Vietnam, and the streets got on fire in Chicago. And so the lesson here is, I think if Biden's going to get behind Kamala Harris, which he says he is, he really better do it full bore.
Doug Brinkley, thank you.